Hey, 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 Grand Rising. I miss y'all. I've not been on here. It feels like in forever. I don't think it has been that long, but a lot of stuff has been going on. Hope y'all are doing okay. I am in Tampa, Florida, and when I say it is hot, this heat is beyond, I don't even know how to explain how hot it's been. It's so hot that I had a crisis here in my child care program around, I want to say around 1:30, 2 o'clock. The AC went out. The AC went out. Now, I'm a nature girl, but let's be real. When it's almost 100 degrees outside, or in some cases, these last few days or weeks in Tampa, Florida, have reached that high, we need a little of that AC circulating, ventilating for the babies and the space in general. So I noticed it was getting kind of hot. I'm working. I had a meeting yesterday, and I was, making my notes, trying to get everything together, and it's like, whew, it's kind of warming up in here, And I went to go check. So let me turn down the thermostat, and I started checking all the vents and everything, and man, I said, this thing blowing out hot air. So my son was like, go outside, check the AC, make sure the water is coming out. I went, did that, checked everything that I could check, and had to make some phone calls. And it's good to know people who know people, because right now, and with the heat being the way that it is, and it's a need. You got to have that AC right now. They're going to be really boosting those prices up. So the guy that details my car or my truck sent somebody my way. So we're working through freezing this morning. My daughter's like, oh, mommy, please turn down the air. I said, you better not touch that AC right now, because we still in a work in progress. They got to come back and do some things, but they got us cooled off. So, man, it's crazy how we take things for granted. We really do, because I could have opened the windows, but what I have gotten, we have 4 fans going on just in the playroom in general. I had to have the parents come and pick their children up a little early, because I didn't want them in that space. Took the baby's clothes off. They just walk around in diapers just to keep them cool. But it's crazy. They weren't even fazed by the fact that the air wasn't working. We were, because we understood. But as long as they were in a space where they were safe, they were still being loved on and able to play, they were good. But yeah, that happened yesterday. But just little things have been, life's been lifing, right? There's a lot of things that are happening outside of Kids Are Us Family Child Care Program, or Best Practices Unveiled. There's so much that's going on, and I think it's really up to us to decide what you want to take in to process, or to be a part of your daily, your life right now. And I'm really being selective. That being said, I've been selective by choice, and then some of it's by force. So there have been a increase. I think it was Saturday. We had an amazing professional development through my state association, where I'm the professional development coordinator. So basically, I coordinate the professional development for our members to keep them informed on best practices in early education. And there has been an increase in enrollment all over, and I think it's a lot of us are just not talking about it, and a lot of us are talking about it, when you are close with your peers. Just, sometimes it's whether it's for tips or just, a concern. A lot of children are coming through with different unique abilities, mostly on the spectrum of autism, as they say, or behavior behavioral issues where they're just sporadic and not structured, not attentive. And I'm not a doctor, but I'm an educator, and I've been in this field for 18 years now. And I've taken a lot of training and have had a lot of observation in children coming in and out of my program from different walks of life, parental backgrounds, whatever, you name it. I've seen it. Children share a lot of what they experience in the home. Again, this is a safe place for them. And if they're feeling loved and they're feeling nourished, trust is the first thing that's built when you come into our program. You have to build that trust with the children. So they're going to open up and share things with you that they may not share with their parents or their siblings or family members, So they tell us everything if they're able to. But lately, that has been a little different. The children that are coming in are not even verbal. I'm getting 4-year-olds, 3-year-olds that are not speaking, and it's alarming. They're also showing up at school in the same way. Parents are so distracted, whether it's single parents, whether it's 2 family home parents. Just because it's 2 parents in the home doesn't mean they're collectively raising their children. Again, like I said, there's so many changes that are happening outside, and sometimes we allow what happens on the outside spill in to our home structure, and we no longer have control over what's taking place in the home, whether you are trying to keep up with the Joneses and what everything and everybody else is doing, or you have just lost your way in general, or you yourself as a parent really don't have the tools to know what's needed for the type of child you may have. So sometimes what happens is, in order for us not to deal with what it is that we're experiencing, we find other ways to be present. And a lot of times that's with that device, the phone. We give the kid the tablet. I got 1-year-olds, 2-year-olds. When they see a phone, they know exactly what to do with it. Swipe it to the left or swipe it to the right. They can go right to YouTube, or they can go right to new Netflix, or they're looking for it. And if you can't find it for them, they're pushing it in your face so you can get them to where they need to be, because this is their comfort zone. This is what parents are providing their children with in order to get a break, whether it's mentally for themselves because they want to scroll as well, or if it's mentally to get a break because they don't want to deal with being attentive to their children. We have to do better. We have to do better as a community in bringing awareness to the fact that this is not healthy for the children. It's not healthy to have them on those tablets. And some people say, oh, I put it on, I don't even know the names. They give me the Miss Rachel, or I put it on, somebody who is an educational person or program. It doesn't matter. It's nothing beats this exchange right here for a child. You are not educating your child by putting a tablet in front of them and allowing them to have that interaction as a learning tool. Technology is definitely present in our world today. It's how we engage them in it. You're not interacting with the child and the tablet while you just give it to them and push them to the side of the room and hope that they don't bother you for the next 3 hours. That's not helping. That's not helping your child. That's not helping the person that you're entrusting your children to be with throughout the day. Then when they get to school, That's not helping the teacher, the staff, the school in general. I spoke with a educator at a school that I transport do transportation for, and he said that 80% of the children showed up to school this year, to kindergartens, unprepared and on the spectrum of some sort. And I think that's just, and that's why I'm not going to say children with unique abilities or what have you, because I think it's the upbringing. I think it's, and again, I'm not a doctor, but I'm very observant and I've been in this field long enough. The foods that the children are eating, because, with that, there's not a whole lot of home cooked meals. There's not a whole lot of introduction into things that are going to give your brain food to stimulate your mind. We're not providing those. The microwave foods are not that. The chicken nuggets and the french fries, the fast foods, the preservatives, all of these things impact how we perform. So if this is the constant, whether it's from the freezer or your favorite fast food restaurant, if you're giving this to the babies every single day, however many meals, in between they're getting their Takis, Doritos, and Puff Puff bowls, or whatever it is you choose to provide, how are you nurturing them in order to think clearly, to be creative? We take that away from them. And then we expect them to be productive. We expect them to follow instructions. We expect them to understand how to be social, when we are not giving them the tools anymore to be in that space. We have to do better. And I'm going to keep talking about it and bringing awareness, because it's at my front door. And I'm seeing it more and more and more. And I know that it's something that, it's a crisis that we're experiencing. I know in our communities with, parents also struggling with mental health, drug addiction, whatever, that's taking place. And they're still having these babies, bringing them into the world, and then they're in trouble. They're somewhere else. The children are somewhere else with someone else. And not everyone in those situations are embracing those babies with love. Some of them are embracing them because they have to. And that kind of is a place where you kind of grow on. The children grow on you, and then, it gets better. But initially, it's an adaptation for everybody. So I say this to say that there are a lot of agencies out here as well. Whether you have to help get the services for these children, the IEPs, the IEFPs, FSPs, we need y'all to step up. I was struggling, with a child this summer, and I was told that, when the summertime is slow. What? We can't slow down. These babies are being born. They're entering our programs. The expectation is that we keep working. We have to still continue to give quality. We need everybody on board to help with these children. All right, get off my soapbox. So yes, that was very heavy for me, and I really needed to convey that, and I hope I was able to do that in a way that it's truly understood that we have to come together. We have to come together, and it truly does take a village. So on a lighter note, we have a upcoming guest here at Best Practices Unveiled. Valerie Wilkerson is a pioneer in the early child care education field. We're going to get together. We're going to have some conversation about her background, what she's doing, what she's been up to. And I also have a guest, Lena Corley, who is a published author a mommy and a grandmother who has been diagnosed with lupus. Her book is titled Mommies Get Sick Too. So we're going to have some conversation and dialogue around that aspect, because mommies get sick too, and mommies still have to function. And we know women who are parents, grandmothers, best friends to mothers, grandmothers, aunties, cousins who have children. We have to show up every day, no matter what state we're in, and still be productive mothers, aunties, grandmothers. So she's just gonna, share some insight on how she navigates that. And I'm looking forward to sitting with Valerie as well. This will be an in-person visit into the studio. So I'm looking forward to all of those things, and we're going to keep you all updated throughout the week. I got to get ready because I took the day off from the gym today. However, I have an early bird that's showing up in the next few minutes to our program, so I want to make sure that I'm ready. So thank you all for tuning in. You have a wonderful day. Again, make sure you subscribe to Best Practices Unveiled, Annette05 on YouTube. I'm on IG, Facebook, LinkedIn, Amazon. You can find all my publications. You want to connect in any way, speakership, training, workshop, I'm all in. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.